What's up, YouTube? This is MathWiz97, and welcome to episode number 42 of my SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 General Manager mode, coming to you from Jackson, Mississippi for the December 20th edition of Thursday Night SmackDown. And as we take a look at the card, we're going to see Chris Benoit. That is right, he's back. He's back on the show after losing that Buried Alive match to Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series. Benoit, he is recovered, he's back on the show, and he makes his return tonight against Davey Boy Smith. And then later on, we're going to be seeing, I actually didn't see what the main event was, but it's going to be big, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're excited for it. I believe it had The Rock in there. I don't know, that's totally professional here, guys. I know what I'm doing. I'm definitely a professional here. But anyways, we can see we have the British Bulldog making his way down to the ring. And I don't know. I don't know how I should feel for British Bulldog at the moment, because Chris Benoit, he is coming off a big humiliating loss to Shawn Michaels. He let his brand down. He let SmackDown. He failed SmackDown at Survivor Series, and he got buried alive for his troubles. And he's been gone for a few weeks, but now he's back. But the question is, what kind of mental state is Chris Benoit going to be in, as well as, you know, what is his physical condition? Because, let's face it, the man was buried alive. I mean, obviously he's back now. He seems to be in good form, but, I mean, how much of an effect can that have on Chris Benoit's psyche, and how much has that done to affect him physically? I mean, he could be dealing with some sort of minor injury that we're unaware of. I don't know. But if you're the British Bulldog, you got to be careful with this man, because Benoit, he's a loose cannon at this point. It looks like he's about ready to go off, and after such a humiliating loss, you're going to be pretty desperate, and you're going to be looking to get back on the right track, and you're going to look to make a statement out of whoever your opponent is, as a German suplex dropping Bulldog right on the back of his head. And Benoit to the top. Benoit connected with that elbow drop right to the back of the Bulldog. And now a swinging neck breaker taking him down. As you can see, Benoit, he's going to be extra aggressive tonight. As we see now locking in a sharpshooter here. Looking to make Davey Boy submit here. But Benoit, I mean, really, SmackDown, they gave him a huge opportunity. Obviously, SmackDown, the GM, they had faith in Chris Benoit. Had enough faith to put him in such an important spot. But then when you fail like that, you're on the big stage, you get the opportunity that no one else on the roster has had, and you fail, it's really tough to come back from something like that. It's going to be a while. Like, you know, the GM put their trust in Benoit, and then he let him down like that. And I think it's going to be a while until Benoit warrants that amount of trust again. But there's a huge big boot there from the British Bulldog. But Benoit, if he wants to try to get back in good form, back on the right track, now's the perfect time to do it. If he can pick up a win over the Bulldog, as we see inside Cradle, 1, 2, no, a kick out by the Bulldog at 2. His Bulldog keeps himself alive here. As not only does Benoit have to try to prove himself in this matchup, but the British Bulldog, I mean, he's coming off of being a former WWE Tag Team Champion, his title run. His very short title run alongside Bret Hart, and that whole feud with Jericho, Edge, Batista, and Guerrero for the titles. Obviously, the Bulldog and Bret Hart, they came out on the losing end. They had the short end of the stick out of that triangle feud. And now, I mean, Bret Hart, he's obviously got his issues with Hulk Hogan. Bulldog, he's just kind of there. He's got to do something to really get himself noticed here on the show. As again, the referee does not know how to stay out of the way, how to keep himself out of the action. I really don't know. But as we shift my focus here a little bit, talking about my recent uploading schedule, how things have been going. So, more recently, I can just warn you now that my uploading schedule is probably going to be kind of infrequent. Like, one day I might have no videos, the next day I might have like a double upload, just because, you know, I need to get to a certain point with my series. I need to, well, obviously in Universe mode I need to reach Money in the Bank. With this series, I would like to get near the Royal Rumble, so like I have the video, like if I have videos ready, I'm gonna try to get them out as soon as I can. and I can't really do that, like, with the way my work schedule is at the moment, unless I want to upload videos, like, really early in the morning, or, like, it's just not going to be the same time that I would typically upload my videos, because, you know, I would have to leave my computer on while I'm away, and I would just have to let the video upload, and then my computer would just kind of be sitting there for a while, and I'd rather not do that. My laptop is getting up there in age as it is. I mean, I've had it for, you know, it's having its issues at the moment, so I gotta figure out how to get it fixed, or maybe just get a new one altogether, because I've had this thing for like 4 or 5 years at this point, and it's not exactly it's not exactly the kind of laptop, the high quality thing that is probably would be used for making videos. It's just kind of a, it's not really that kind of a high-tech laptop. It's just sort of there. That's just kind of what it is. It wasn't really made for this sort of thing. But, you know, it's served me well for as long as I've had it. It's done its purpose. But I don't, like, you know, I really don't want to just run the battery dry just so I can upload a video. And, so I'll do what I can. Whenever I can upload videos, I might have these double upload days, so just letting you guys know, I'm trying to get the videos out as frequently as I can. Although, you know, I've never really been kind of a daily upload guy. It's more just been, most of the time, I'll get it like every other day. But more recently, like this year, I've just somehow been able to get up a lot more videos than I typically would at this point. I mean, I've had a lot of days, a lot of weeks where I've been able to go daily uploads, which is good. I was able to make a lot of progress with the universe mode that way, and I certainly didn't think I'd be this far in GM mode at this stage in just September, October. I didn't think I'd already be up in the 40s with episodes, because, you know, the 08 GM mode was kind of slowly paced because I had all the other series going on. So I figured maybe I'd get up to like 30 episodes, but I've made good progress with this as well, almost to the point where I'm just about, you know, I'm nearing the end of the series by the time 2K16 drops. But I'm not gonna make it quite that far. But wait a minute! Look at this! The Bulldog with a counter, and now he's got Benoit up on his shoulders here, caught him off guard with a power slam right there. That slow motion is really kind of breaks the immersion a bit. But there's a cover. 1, 2, 3, and just like that, folks, the British Bulldog picks up what is, in my mind, a big upset over Chris Benoit. And that just kind of goes to show what sort of condition Benoit is in, as he had control in the matchup early on, but then it just seemed to kind of slip out of his grasp. Almost the same way that it did at Survivor Series, where Benoit, he was dominating in the early stages, and then when it came down to crunch time, Benoit, he got buried, literally, by Shawn Michaels. And here tonight, well, he just, you know, he fell short of the mark once again. But now we're going to move on to the main event, which is a champion versus champion matchup. That's right, now I remember what it is. As the United States champion Rob Van Dam is going to go one-on-one with the World Heavyweight Champion Triple H. That is right, folks. Triple H, he's about to set foot in the Hell in the Cell structure against 5 other opponents this Sunday at Armageddon. And Rob Van Dam, he's going to be facing 3 other men in a fatal 4-way for the United States Championship. So both of these men, they've got big challenges ahead of them for the Armageddon pay-per-view. But we'll see here tonight who is the superior champion going into the Armageddon pay-per-view. Who can pick up that last-ditch momentum before the events. We'll see how things go. But look at this. Van Dam off the ropes. Rolling Thunder connects. And Van Dam, he's looking to pull out all the stops early here. Try to bring the fight to Triple H. Keep the action fast-paced, high-octane, and keep Triple H on his toes. You can't allow him to get any sort of offense. Van Dam, he wants to end this matchup quickly and effectively. He's got to utilize those kicks, that high-flying offense, the fast-paced style, try to throw Triple H off his game and try to sneak in the victory before Triple H can really realize what's happening. The Triple H, he's going to want to keep this matchup slow and methodical. That is Triple H's style. That's the recipe for success that he has utilized. And it's worked for him because, I mean, look at the numbers don't lie. Triple H, he's held the World Heavyweight Championship since the very beginning of the series. And he has just defeated opponent after opponent, whether it's The Big Show, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, Bret Hart, Andre the Giant, you name it. All those who have stepped up to face the game have fallen. And Van Dam could just be another opponent on that list. But Van Dam, if he could get a victory over the world champion here tonight, that would be huge for him. Because let's say Van Dam defeats Triple H here tonight, okay? And let's say by some chance he loses the United States Championship at the pay-per-view, which it's a very real possibility in a Fatal 4-Way style of environment. Anything could happen. So let's say he wins tonight, he loses at the pay-per-view, and Triple H, well, whether or not Triple H retains the title, Van Dam, he's got to be up there at the top of the list in terms of contenders. Now, if Triple H were to lose at the pay-per-view, Van Dam would probably be number 2, as Triple H would have, I can't think of the word that I'm trying to use, but he would have a rematch clause for the title. So Van Dam, he would still be up at the top of the list, but just not the peak of it. But if Triple H were to retain and defeat 5 other men, then Van Dam, he's got to be number 1 contender almost right off the bat. And he could perhaps get himself a title shot at the Royal Rumble. That would be big. But this matchup is no disqualification before you go wondering, oh, wait, they got a chair, what's going on? Yes, that's right, I made sure that disqualification was off for this matchup. Unlike in previous triple threats or fatal 4-ways that I've somehow managed to screw that up. Which I think it's still kind of weird that you get the option to turn on the disqualification or rope break. Like, even in the newer games, like, you have rope break in a triple threat or a fatal 4-way, and that's not how things work. I don't understand. Like, at least in this game, you have the option to not have it. But, like, in 2K15, you don't get the option. It's just there. And I don't like that. And especially considering the match types that we had were extremely limited. Really, the only thing I could do would probably be to have an Extreme Rules Fatal 4-Way for every single Fatal 4-Way just to make sure it was correct. But then if they start grabbing weapons, it's like, well, I don't know. I mean, I guess in a regular Fatal 4-Way you can use weapons, but it's not the same. It's not the same as grabbing a steel chair from ringside that it is grabbing a ladder from under the ring for a standard Fatal 4-Way. It doesn't quite work out that way. As now we see Triple H, he's going to spam that submission hold, locking in this crossface here, looking to make Van Dam submit or pass out. But Van Dam's foot is on the ropes, but there is no rope break, there is no disqualification in this matchup. So Triple H is able to keep that hold locked in. Van Dam, though, refusing to submit, and the match goes on. Arm drag by Triple H. Controller glitches up. Arm drag by Van Dam. Triple H back to his feet. Oh, a huge kick from Van Dam. And now Van Dam, a shot to the gut with the steel chair, and oh, just clocked Triple H right across the skull with that steel chair shot. And now Van Dam up to the top rope. Look at this. Split leg moonsault off the top, into the cover, hooks the leg, 2 count, and no, Triple H kicks out at 2. That was a close call there for the game. Van Dam, though, fires back with a beautiful kick to the face, and oh, what a drop kick. What a huge drop kick right to the face there of the game. As Van Dam now recovering a little bit of stamina there, as Triple H back to his feet. Van Dam, well, look at this, almost saying Triple H, catch me if you can. Van Dam just trying to throw Triple H off balance here, and a huge kick right to the skull of the game as Van Dam now climbs to the top rope and a crossbody, and he connects into the cover on the game. 1, 2, 3. No, just barely at the last second. Triple H survives. And Van Dam, though, rolls overhead, and a huge, once more, kick to the skull of the game. And Triple H, well, that's a smart move by the game. Duck outside the ring, buy yourself some time to just shut down the momentum of Rob Van Dam. But Van Dam, he's got the chair again, shot to the gut, and Van Daminator! Van Daminator right to the skull of Triple H. And Triple H is out. He's out cold. Van Dam to the top rope. Can he hit it? 5-star frog splash. And Van Dam, he could be about to score a huge win over the game. Triple H. Oh, but Kane is up on the rope. He's distracting the referee. This would have been a 3 count by now, but the referee doesn't see it. And now into the cover, but Triple H kicks out. And you got to give a huge assist to Kane. Oh, wait a minute, Triple H kick to the gut, hooks the arms, pedigree to Rob Van Dam. And, well, Van Dam, that's going to shut down the rally real quick. Triple H into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Damn it. Van Dam, he was about to score the win, and he ends up busted open, and he's the one who loses the matchup, all thanks to Kane. And I'm sure Kane, he's very satisfied with what he's just done. Not only did he help Triple H get the win, but he, you know, Van Dam just took a pedigree that could perhaps have huge implications leading into the pay-per-view this Sunday, because Kane, he wants his US title back, and if Van Dam has taken as much damage as possible, then Kane, he's not gonna matter. I don't even know that I phrased that weird. He wants Van Dam to take as much damage as possible, giving himself a better opportunity to win. As we see, Shelton Benjamin, he wants a title shot, so we're gonna give him one. He's gonna be in the Fatal 4-Way for the US title, so no need to worry. As long as he doesn't jump ship, we're okay. And it looks like Raw also picked up the Junkyard Dog over the free agency, so there's like nobody left to sign in the free agency that wouldn't require huge build-up in popularity. But as we take a look, yeah, Shelton, he went from happy to upset, which I hate how they do that, but I think Raw has a full roster now, so Shelton was unable to jump ship. I think that was the case, or maybe he's actually giving us a chance to adhere to his demands, unlike a certain Olympic gold medalist who just decided to jump ship without telling us anything. But we're going to go ahead and re-sign Chris Benoit, extend his contract. And as we take a look at our rivalries, unfortunately, that happened. A thumbs down rating now at this point for London and Mysterio, so that's going to throw a wrench in my plans for the Cruiserweight title, but we'll figure something out. Unfortunately, that also kind of bombed that one tag team match up the ratings for it, so that kind of stinks. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to stay tuned for the next episode, which will be Armageddon. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep on YouTubing.